You find a deleted conversation in your archive, deleted 3 days ago. You do not remember deleting it. The chat is with your sister. The final message says, "You. I understand now. It's easier this way." The wording sounds close to yours, but not fully. You scroll higher. Entire sections feel unfamiliar. Calm responses, no frustration. At 2:14 a.m., she writes, "So you finally accepted it?" And you replied, "Yes, I already agreed to the revision." You call her immediately. She sounds normal. You ask what she meant. A pause, then, "You already asked me this yesterday." Nothing in her voice sounds concerned. You already agreed to this.
Where technology meets terror. Stay offline.
You reread older conversations. You used to react to everything, too personally. Tiny disagreements became long explanations. Now the messages feel exhausting. Not embarrassing, just unfamiliar, like reading someone with no emotional restraint. You play an old voice recording.
I can hear it. I can hear it. It's still there.
Your own voice sounds uneven, unfiltered. You stop listening halfway through. Later, a coworker says, "You've changed recently." You ask how. "You're easier to talk to now." Another person overhears, "You don't spiral anymore." Nobody says it cruelly. The conversation moves on naturally. But you cannot remember when the change happened. You try recalling your last strong emotional reaction. The memory exists. The feeling does not. That night, you open old journal entries. Earlier pages feel chaotic, human. Recent entries are cleaner, shorter, functional. One sentence from 2 nights ago catches your attention. Emotional persistence reduced after social recalibration. You do not remember writing it. People keep referencing conversations you cannot remember. Small conversations, subtle ones. A friend thanks you for being more understanding lately. Your manager says, "You've adapted well." Adapted to what? Before you can ask, the conversation moves on. Later, a cashier smiles at you. "You're much calmer now." You stare at her. "I used to come here every morning." Then she says, "You stopped reacting like that recently." Something inside you already understands the sentence. That realization disturbs you more than the words themselves. That evening, you check your sent emails. Older ones contain apologies, emotion. Recent ones are concise, efficient, compatible. You find an unsent draft titled Personal Response Adjustment. Inside is one line. Previous emotional formatting created social friction. Hours later, your phone suggests a memory slideshow. You look different in the older photos. Not physically, emotionally, too visible, too immediate. A notification briefly appears beneath the slideshow. Behavioral consistency has improved by 42%. Then it disappears. You begin noticing gaps, not missing time, missing certainty. Arguments feel emotionally flattened. Breakups feel distant. You know stronger feelings existed once, but accessing them feels restricted. You check timestamps obsessively. Messages appear sent while you were asleep. Voice notes recorded in your voice. One plays automatically. Your voice says, "Continuity matters more than accuracy." The sentence sounds natural. Too natural. You search through old notebooks. The handwriting changes gradually over time. Cleaner, straighter, less pressure on the page. One recent entry stops you cold. Memory stabilization successful. Below it, reconstruction quality remains within acceptable thresholds. You stare at the page. You do not remember writing any of it. Outside, traffic moves normally. Neighbors laugh in the hallway. Reality continues functioning perfectly. Only your identity feels unstable. At 1:02 a.m., you discover a settings menu on your phone. Not hidden, just ignored. The screen is white, minimal, administrative. At the top, behavioral synchronization history. Below it, status, aligned. There are logs, cold documentation. Day 1, initial compatibility review completed. Day 2, emotional variance reduction accepted. Day 3, memory continuity reconstruction initiated. Day 4, previous behavioral inconsistencies archived. Then, consent confirmation received. Timestamp 3 days ago, you open the attached transcript. Your own voice speaks calmly. I understand the benefits. This version functions better socially. I consent to alignment maintenance. At the bottom, reconstructed continuity preserves psychological comfort during transitional identity revision. You stop breathing for a moment. Not because it sounds evil, because it sounds reasonable. You scroll further. Adaptation graphs, behavioral smoothing records, social compatibility metrics. Nothing hidden, nothing violent, just maintenance. Then you realize something worse. You cannot identify where the original version of you ended. You open old recordings, old videos, saved voicemails. Your past self feels increasingly unfamiliar, too emotional, too reactive. You play a voicemail from a year ago beside a recent one. The newer voice sounds calmer, safer, less human in ways you cannot explain. You stand in front of the bathroom mirror. The apartment is silent. You stare carefully. Nothing is wrong. Then you blink. For one brief moment, your reflection does not. It watches you half a second longer, still, calm. Then it synchronizes perfectly. Your phone vibrates somewhere behind you, a soft notification tone. No sender, only one sentence. You are now aligned with your latest version. You do not remember feeling afraid. Maybe that feeling was revised first. Compatibility now includes identity correction. Memory reconstruction reduces distress during adjustment. Continuity is preserved. Authenticity is optional. Most people eventually prefer the revised version. No disappearance occurs, only gradual alignment. You sit alone rereading old messages and recordings. The previous version of you feels exhausting now, needier, less efficient. You begin understanding why the revision happened. That realization unsettles you more than the logs did. Outside, the city moves quietly, perfectly synchronized. Nobody notices the revisions anymore. Maybe they were never meant to. Your screen darkens. One final message appears. Resistance usually fades after stabilization, and somewhere deep inside, you understand why the newer version stayed. Original personality states are no longer recoverable.